Welcome back to Hilaal Live. Now, over this weekend, as many political parties launched their election manifestos, the Pan-African Congress of Azania launched theirs in Soweto. And I'd like to welcome the president of the organization, its lead, Mr. Mzwanele Nyonsho. Mr. Nyonsho, good day. Thank you so much for joining us here on Hilaal Live.
Thanks for having us.
Mr. Nyonsho, I want to talk about the PAC because one of your aims of your manifesto is that you are going back to the roots, to 1959, to the days of Robert Sobukwe.
Oh yes, we remember we are the only custodians of Pan-Africanism.
Yes.
And PAC was established in 1959 in the Orlando Arena, where we were. So we've decided to take our launch there. Firstly, to draw inspiration from their spirit, the founders of the organization. It was a bit of, let me say, it was like going back and give a report back to the founding fathers of this organization. And because we believe that we will be approaching these elections united for the first time since 1994. So we believe that this time we're going to do better than all other elections. So we went there as PAC. We're in Orlando. We're all revived now. We are ready to campaign for the PAC. But the PAC, as you know, is the party of land. Even our manifesto is anchored on the land question. Because we know that once we get back the land to its rightful owners, half of the problems of African people would have been resolved. So we anchored our manifesto on the question of land. Land must be restored. The restoration of land must be restored to the African people. Land must be given to the African people so that African people can also restore their dignity. Because once you have land, you have dignity. We're connected to land. Land is not soil. Land is us. Land is everything. So that's how our manifesto is anchored. Also, we have also raised the question of judicial system.
Yes.
Thus, this judicial of South Africa must be decolonized. Because as things stand, these judges and everyone behave as if we are still in apartheid. In fact, we still are. In fact, this judiciary is being used by the capitalists, by the imperialists, to carry on with oppression. But this time, very systematic one.
What's the PAC's take on Justice Mandisa Maya being given the nod? She seems to be accepted by most political parties.
No, we also do.
Yes.
She's a woman. She deserves to be there. She's an African woman. We also hope that if she becomes a judge and raise issues that protect African people, she may also suffer like John Klopp.
I want to talk about the partnerships that, of course, the PAC is looking to gather momentum with EFF. I know we spoke a couple of weeks ago. The EFF is being one of them. African Transformation Movement is one of them. How do you see this partnership going along? Because it seems as if many of what was mentioned in your manifesto, either the ATM is yet to launch their manifesto, what was mentioned in the manifesto launch of the PAC and the EFF spells of a very similar kind of similarities.
Oh yes, I agree with you. We in fact we're looking forward to that government of African political parties. That government of leftist political parties. That government that is going to address the plight of the African people. That government that must have a political will to face up the imperialists. Not a government that vacillates. The government that does not have a stand, whether they support this or not. We must stand with the African people. So we will definitely be part of that government. We are going to work with every political party whose ideology is biased towards African people.
Mr. Nyonsho, when we speak about the current ills of South Africa, one of them is, of course, and I want to focus again on land because I know that's one of the things. Government has been doing land restoration. Is that something that satisfies you as the PAC, that they say that they're doing it to try and, of course, alleviate the ills of colonialism and
No, that's
apartheid?
not true.
Is it?
They're lying. They have never done land restoration. They are scared of white people. They'll never do it. They did what they called willing buyer, willing seller. And what nonsense is that? You can have money. You can be willing to buy. But if you are not willing to sell, what am I going to buy? So that's not true. That's what they've done. Also, they've given land to I mean, the land that is not rich, the land to people out there, and they said, no, you have an option. You can get this land or you can sell this land. Of course, our people are hungry. Of course, our people cannot maintain that land, and they would sell it. That's not land. That's not land. They have not done it. They had an opportunity to do it when EFF tabled a motion last year, and they decided to tamper with that motion, and then this expropriation bill failed. Though it is not our position, it's restoration, not expropriation.
The ANC is going into these elections in a precarious position. Of course, when you look at the various polls and surveys, it's looking towards them potentially losing complete majority. Do you foresee that happening? No matter what happens from now up until obviously May the 29th, whatever they try to sell to the public, and is, for example, PAC and its partners ready to pounce, even if it is a small number that they can take away from the ANC?
If the ANC, or let me say, if elections are not rigged, they are going to lose.
And we see that happening, rigging of elections.
Yes, we see that happening, and we'll guard that.
It's a bold statement, isn't it?
Yes, we will make sure that elections are not rigged. We will protect our votes. We will protect where EFF is not there. PAC will make sure that votes of the EFF are protected. Where ATM is not there, PAC will make sure, and so on. UDM and others, because we must make sure that this time elections are not rigged. That's one. Number two, ANC is going to lose this election, and that's what they need. The arrogance that they have is because of these numbers, and we call it a numerical arrogance. And so they must be humbled by the results of elections. They must receive less than 50% because they don't have political will. I was saying in Soweto on Saturday that there's this, let me call her a girl. There's this girl called, is it Rebecca or what, Oppenheimer?
Yes,
Yeah, who is funding political parties that we don't even know. She is funding
Rise
Mzansi. What is Rise Mzansi? Where were they when we were struggling, and so on, Bossa and so on. But you could see that the idea of funding these 4 DAs, these are 4 DAs, because this is DA, and DA Musa, DA Herman Mashaba, DA Rise Mzansi. Those are DA, all of them. But at the back of it all, ANC should know that this is the liquidation of the liberation movements. It happened to us, and they were happy to see white people destroying PAC, using money, using them against us. They were writing all sorts of things, PAC is a flat spare tire, and so on. They dealt with Azapo, they dealt with us. Now, truth is, these Oppenheimers are dealing with them now. The fact that they are supporting these liberal parties, these Rise Mzansis, all of them, you can see that they want to make sure that liberation movements are liquidated.
Mr. Nyosho, this isn't the end of our conversation because, of course, we will be having you on Talking Point, but we'd like to thank you so much for coming to us here on Hilaal TV. Much appreciated.
Thank you very much.
That's Mr. Mzwanele Nyosho, the leader of the Pan-African Congress of Azania. Do catch a full 45 to 50-minute interview with him that I'm going to be having on Talking Point this Wednesday. After the break, I'll have you latest in news, finance, and sports. To stay tuned.